Hello everyone. So in this session what I'm going to do is like we till last video what we did was still most probably we did how to add the student details just as a mean small practical. We showed you about how to remove the student details. So we try to going to do this too. One is for the search and one is for the navigate here. Okay, and then if we need we can add up another function of updating the record um, for the thing here. Or what we need to do is instead of giving like search, we can say like update record. That would have been more better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make an update here. So this one like for which is search, what we're going to do is we're going to say update search, and we'll say the word and update. Okay, student details. So that would have been this will be a little better because in the sense it's like um, oh, so let me make it a little bigger. This one, so let's make it, yeah. So basically like search and then update it. So that would be better because when you say only search, it'll be similar to the way we done in the remove one. In remove, what we have did like you're giving an ID and they're searching and giving you. If you don't have it, they'll say sorry, not found. So it's just like that search. So which we have already implemented in the section of delete. So we did more further. We'll search it. If it found it, then we can delete particular that element here. Okay. So under search, if you just say search, then search would have been similar. Like okay, the search is similar like the delete part, and would be simple. So let's say search and update that one, and then we have another one which is called like navigate here. Okay, so that's another one here. So let's say for example if we want to do first navigation, okay, and then we'll come to search and update detail later. So in terms of navigation, how the design we want it is we'll give you an idea on regarding the design. um, Regarding with design is navigate mean like say for example if you don't want to search but you want to navigate one by one, okay, like say like you have two buttons like forward and backward. So if you say okay, when we do forwarding we can go one after another, and when you say back we can go after one after another. So let's say if you want to navigate like that, we want to see the whole things information about all the students by simple two click left arrow key and the right arrow key, for example. So we'll try to do this one, especially the navigate one. Okay, so what we're going to do is come to the project, okay, right click on the project and say we need to add a new form. Okay, we say new items, and once you click on the new items, okay, say you just want to make a new form. Where's the new form? Class view, this where's the form gone? um, Journal C sub, like where is the form? Well, I mean I'm just maybe I'm missing or somewhere. Class general, oh, window forms, yeah, this is the one. Okay, so I don't know what mean. Well, it should be coming here form itself, but I can't see where the form is. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, it's just like out of my sight. It's something. So yeah. So for example, this form is there, and we will give this as navigate. So you can say navigate. Okay, underscore form. Okay, so we'll say the word navigate underscore or navigate um, just or navigate form. Okay, we can give any name, so navigate, but don't give space in the middle. If you're giving a two word, try to give underscore. So when we give this underscore, now see, so navigate is how I want it. Let me show you the designing. What I want from you is, so what we can do is we can, to make the life easier quickly, we can go into the remove student part. Okay, I think what we can do is we can just control A, first single click on the page. Okay, single click, control A to select all, control C to copy the whole stuff, and then when you come into the navigate form, single click on the form, double click, control V, not double click, okay, single click and control V to bring the whole data as what we did last time. Okay, and the reason why we want it, just we wanted another thing like that. So for example, um, oh sorry, Yeah, so for example, I just want to move. Let's keep it like this way. Okay, same thing I'm doing it, but now a little bit more different designing. We're going to do it. We're not going to search anymore now. Okay, so like for example, we going to bring the button here. For example, we'll have two button here, like one for, I'll tell you. So we bought the button here. Let's click this single click button, delete. Okay, and we say that arrow. Okay, mean just two arrow here, or two arrow, or you can say like I want to just say like that, this side. Okay, I'll just give two arrow or just three arrow, whatever, just to show you that, like mean I want to go next side, so I mean other right hand side. And what is the name of this? When we single click on this one, what is the name of this one? We should change the name. Okay, the design name, so it's called button.delete, but this time it's not button.delete. I'm going to call this as button.write. Okay, because I want to move it, like use it like a right, so button right. And this one I'll just take it as button.left. Now make sure guys, in design is in the name, which is called left. Okay, and for the once you say button, go to the text area now, and in the text say give like 4 down, 4 arrow, 2 arrow, just to show you that when we move, so when we go left hand side, it'll go to the left hand side of the record. When we say right hand side, it'll go to the right hand side of the record. Okay, so we don't want that one. And now we are not going to search anymore guys. Okay, so let's put it here, this one, we bring it here like this first of all, and this group box, increase it. Okay, we increase it, but we want to bring all these downs actually, so we will bring it down. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the ID inside it. And we're going to bring this ID here. Okay, so meaning now instead of what we're trying to say is that instead of searching, that should be like a display now. Okay, so we're going to be having a display. And while designing, I told you if you want to make it a good color, you can just go and okay, background color, you can give it a little bit your own choice, like to just show you that this is another ID and this is a general detail. So a little bit changes, same thing I just copied back into this point, and a little bit changes. What I did is bought the ID and this inside the group box, so that's group box actually. So I just got the data, everything. What I did is I'm again repeating it. When I went here in the remove thing, okay, what you do is single click on that, Control A to select all, Control C to copy, and then when you come to the navigate form, Control V. Once you paste it, okay, you get all this thing arranged like this little bit. The button, the ID and this one will go inside. Okay, and the button will come here, the next button comes here. Okay, change the name of the button and change the text inside the button, whatever you want to display. So I put the text like this and text like this, and the name of the button, this button is called button left and this is called button right. Okay, so these are the two things, and all these things, okay, I don't know whether it's enabled or not. I don't think so this will be enabled. Yeah, actually it is disabled. Disabled meaning you won't allow the user to enter anything, so that's fine. That's want to disable it. So what I want to give this time now, when I just press up, down, up arrow key, it should go up like that, like more, and they'll go to the right hand side of the record, and this is going to go into the left hand side, and they will show you all the record one by one here. Okay, so let's do this particular thing. How would you do this? So on logic is very simple. Basically you have to retrieve from the database and bring it here. Now if you don't have any records, they will say sorry, there's no record found. Okay, but if you, and so no record found, and this should go back to the main form, right? But if this form, if there, then the first record will be coming up here. Okay, the first record will be coming up here, and your left hand side will be disabled. Note the point. Okay, just think about it. If all if this one or not disable, is up to you. But if you do it disable is better. Like say for example, if the first record is there, okay, this should be disabled. Okay, or even if you don't disable it, like if the user press this, and this is the first record, it will say sorry, no more record. And if you say on this one, they will go to the second, third, fourth, like that, and then you can go for back, forward yourself. Okay, so let's do this one, guys. Yeah, so what we wanted is, as the form load, I want first of all make the linking in the sense meaning, from the main function, if I press this, I want that navigate form to come up. So how would you do the linking? So what you do is double click on the navigate. Okay, always complete this one first, and then I'll say okay, navigate form. Okay, I'll say nf is equal to new navigate form. Okay, and then whatever form is running at that time, you say this dot hide, and then you say nf, that means navigated form dot show. Okay, so you done the linking. So once you press that navigate one, so this will help you to take it to the what navigate form one, this one. Okay, and let's do the backward linking also, meaning if I press exit, I want to go to the back to the main form. So if I double click on exit, you know, the button, this exit one, double click on that. So I want the main, it should go to the main form. So what is that main form? I'll say main form is equal to mf is equal to new main form, and you can say this dot hide. Okay, and you can say mf dot show. You know, like it's very simple. Whichever form you want to go, make an object of that and say that dot show, and whichever is running, whichever form is that at the moment running is called this. So current form, so whichever current form is running, hide that. That's it. So basically you have done the backward linking. Now what we want to do is, as the form load, I want the first detail to come up. If there's no detail, they will print a message, so sorry, no more detail is there in the database. But if it's there, the first record should come up here. Okay, so when the form load, guys, okay, the moment form comes, I want this to happen. So that's called form load, an action to be taken when the form load. So if you want an action to be taken on the form load, you know, anywhere in the white space, remember, anywhere in the white space, double click. So when you double click, you see, you're saying, okay, that means, you know, they made a function called navigate form load. That means if the form load, what do you want them to do? So it's very simple. As you understand that whenever you want to do this, what form you want them to do it, you can write a record here. So when the form load, I want the first record to come up. Okay, so what I'm going to do it, I'm going to read from the, I'm going to search from the database, bring all the data to a data table. Okay, you know, like we have done the query earlier. I'll explain. You know what, the best thing is I will try to take it from remove student only. If I go to the remove student, you know, this one, where that is, I'll tell you. See, for example, where was this one? You know what you did? You first made a connection to the database, then you search, okay, send me all the record where ID is, okay, you know what ID you were searching it, so you look for that, and then what you did is you bought into the data table. Data table means you think like a storage area where you bought all the data from the table to that storage area, and then once you got the storage area, you counting it, that if it is more than 0, then you try to print it on the screen, right? You print it on the screen, and if it's not there, then you said like, okay, sorry, invalid, for the example. So you know what we're going to do is note it from here. The same code I'm going to copy from here. I'm going to copy from, or let's do one thing, I'm just going to copy from here. Note it, SQL connection. Okay, please note it, SQL to this, before else, guys. Okay, I'm not going to copy the else. Note it from where I'm going to say start from SQL, drag it right after this bracket, that is before the else. Control C to copy this, and come to the navigate design or CS form, this one, and paste it here. Okay, that navigate form. If you miss the form again, what you can do is, again, you can double click it somewhere in the white space, you'll come to the form place, and then you paste it. So what we're doing in this case is, okay, well, like saying something encountered an unrecovered error, we recovered, we save the work. Okay, we'll save the work. Okay, okay, we save the work. Now anyhow, if anything happens, still we'll be fine. So what we're going to do is, we saying that, okay, make a SQL command, sorry, data connection, and now this time I'm going to get every record from the database. I'm not going to search with particular ID or password. I'll just select all from the student. Now this time I'm going to remove all these things, so I'll just say only this much. See, very simple query. I'm saying select everything from the students, bring into the database, bring in the storage location. DT meaning is a table storage, temporary storage, where they all get the data from the table, from the tables or from the database to that temporary tables. And you say, okay, once you fill up and get the ready, count how many rows are there, meaning how many data did you got it. You know what, if there's no data, I'll say sorry, and I can't print anything. You know, you have to say something. So you're saying, okay, that if this one, so yeah, you know what, just after this bracket, just after this bracket, guys. Okay, note it, after the bracket you're going to say the word else and open a close bracket, and you say, okay, if this is not more than 0, then you just say message box, okay, show. So message box dot show, and you say, like, you know what, no record found in the database. Okay, and once the user, you know, press OK on the message box, I want you to come out, don't stay there, come out and come to the main form. So if you want to come to the main form, so you're going to say now main form, okay, mf is equal to new main form. Think about it, once it's not there, so why to stay there? Just come to the main form. So main form, and you can say this dot, okay, hide, and you can say mf dot show. So that main form, you show me the main form and you come out from. So after showing the message, you do this. But if it is more than 0, guys, then what you should do? So you should show them at least the first record. Okay, so dt will contain all the record, the first record, and he's saying that 0 meaning first 0 row, 0 row, and you're showing them in this case. Okay, the only thing which you need to add is also the ID. So you're going to say txt underscore id dot text is equal to, same thing, you just copy this one from here to here, control C, control V, and you say 0 comma, id will be in 0 comma 0. Okay, remember, id will be the first row, 0 column, id will be the first one, to string, and then you just copy this extra line, you just write it. Rest thing is, and all this button, but you don't have any button, you know what, we don't have button dot delete this one, so delete this line. Okay, we don't have, right, we have actually called button dot right, button dot left. Okay, so save it. So what happened is, like, now when the first form comes up, you also you want everything. Now let me show you according to my record. I have Amjad, okay, and we have the users and this one as students. Right click, and when we go and see what you call, so table data, let me show you how many datas I have. I have only one. Okay, so let's me to put one more. Okay, I mean, we can add it like this way, or you can go to, you know, run the application and say add student, and you can add it yourself. Okay, but let's say I'll just say A100. Okay, just let me put it Amjad, Alam, this is will be mail, phone number, whatever, date of birth. Okay, so 07/01 2020. Okay, and then let's say this is also London, department, IT or whatever, and this we can say alam at yahoo.com. Okay, press enter, the record will be there. Let's put one more, C100. Okay, and let's say Marcel Thompson. Okay, let's say again mail, you can change with only whatever value you wanted. So this is like 04, 02 and 2020. This is let's say Dublin. Okay, this is, let's say, healthcare, and this one will be taking as, let's say, Marshall at gmail.com. Press enter, the data is there. So we just put 3 data is enough, isn't it? So let me show you first of all. If I run this now, this one applications, they will, I'll say no, they're saying some errors are there. Let me see where the errors are. Error list, they're saying error, but where's the error? Okay, if I run this again, no, say no. Okay, they are saying some error, but that I think is not like this one. they went into some Visual Studio saving the error and then it's closing, restarting Visual Studio. We're going to be saving your work. Achha, I saved the work. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the work and then we are going to say Visual Studio. Okay, student management. Let's start again and see what happened there. So let's say we close this one and then we can say like start. Now that's nothing. Now we say no, but let's see the error. Why didn't the background tasks are still running? Always ignore. No, yeah, that's the one they gave you. So SQL connection cannot be found, or SQL cannot be found. So double click on this one. Okay, well, let's say we double click on this one, and they said like SQL connection, the error is here, and they said could not be found. So answer is because why? Yeah, that's right. Because why they gave, I copied it because they need an library at the top, the like assembly reference. So what you can do is you can do easiest way is just keep the mouse cursor on the red, then go to show potential fixes, and then you say you tell them to add this line at the top. This is the directory was to add it, this one reference at the top. So when you say that one, they will add this line here and everything will go off. Okay, so it's for that reason. So when we say again start here now, yeah, that's it. So we can say, I don't know, or was it admin? Okay, an admin. So submit and login successful here. So now if I say the navigate one, okay, so you see this, the moment it comes with the detail, and if it's not there, then sorry, they will say sorry, no record found. Okay, and once you say okay, they will go out, and even if I say exit, it will go out. But now if I say forward, nothing happening, backward, nothing happening. It's showing the first record from there, but I want that if you go forward, I want the next record, and if you say backward, I want the back record. Okay, I want like this way, and if I say next, it will go back. See, it'll go back, so that's fine. Okay, but now let's implement the two buttons which I was talking about, is this one and this one. So if I say backward, now let's say the reverse one, back one. Okay, left one, double click on the left one, this one, double click on this one. So what do you want them to button to do? So I want that, okay, if they left, then I will go to the left record. But wait a bit, if they're telling to go back, okay, if you already on the first record, how can you go back? Okay, so you need to have a knowledge that where are you, which record are you in? You understanding which record you are in? So you need to have a knowledge of which record where are you in. If you are already in the first record, which is, we call it as record 0 or location 0, then you can't go back. You say sorry, there's no more record there at the back. But if your location at 1, 2, 3, 4, then you can go back, right? So let's say, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into the top here, somewhere here on the class after navigation. Note the point, just public, just like when you say public class, look the class where the class says after the bracket, we put here as we declare a variable called location. Location is equal to 0. So let's start with location equal to 0. Okay, so we start with that. Okay, the value should start with location 0. Okay, and when the form load, of course this is 0, right? This is your 0. 0 meaning like the first value. So what we're going to do is, this is what the value here coming up. Now here what we're going to do is we're going to check like this. If, okay, we check the location value. Okay, if location equal to 0, suppose if the location is 0, okay, then I can't go back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this message box and we're going to say that no more record in the left or in the left side, meaning we can't say if the location is already 0. Let's say for example when you come up, if the location is 0, you say no more record on this one. Okay, else, but if location is or you can say like this way, for example, yeah, if equal to 0, then you can say, but let's say, but that will have to check two more things. Because it's equal to 0 meaning then you might have to see the negative positive side. So I will just say if location is less than 1, that will change all the thing, everything. Location less than 1 meaning 0, -1, -2, -3. It makes a check for all of it. So if location is less than 1 means 0 or anything less, say no more record on the left. Otherwise, else. Okay, so here what are you going to say? Otherwise, what are you going to do? I will let's say location is 1, 2, 3, 4. So then yes, I can go back. So you are at location 1 and you want to go back. So go back meaning what you need to do is say location is say location minus minus, meaning go to the previous record. Location minus meaning the value of location will be, if it's 2 it become 1, if it's 3 it become 2, and then whatever the location values you need to print of that particular location, isn't it? So this is what you need to print, guys, isn't it, from year to year. So just copy that thing, no need of typing anymore, just copy from year to year, okay, and paste it here, okay, but this time make this 0, not 0, make this as what you call, make this as lock, because it's not going to be 0, say lock, okay, lock. Now don't worry of that error, we'll sort it out. The error is coming a why, I'll tell you. So this 0, make it lock, because we don't know, it's not 0 now anymore, it'll be depending on the location value. Okay, so location value and location value, okay, location value. Now why they giving this error dt, I'll tell you why. Because dt you have defined, okay, inside of functions, right? You have defined a function inside this function. So when you move from one function to another, that function will not be able to recognize the variable which is inside another function, because this variable inside a function is called local variable. Local variable means it's local to only that function, it won't be recognized by anyone else. So what I'm going to do, since the dt is not recognized, what I'm going to do is control C, you know, I mean, we copy this one from here, data table dt, copy that one, okay, and just put where you written, where we have written the come up, and where you have written the, you know, that in location 0, copy and paste there, and say like say data table dt, okay, I mean define it there. So when you define it here, it means now this will be recognized by every function, because it's like a global now. But 1 minute, when you go down, just one thing, when you go down, okay, delete this, because you have already defined it, so just say dt equal to new table, that's it. Okay, or what we can do is yeah, that's it, and then should be fine. Can you see this one? It should be fine here. So this is when location is this one. Okay, so I've done for the left hand side now. Okay, we done it for the left hand side. So now what about the right hand side one? Double click on the right hand side and then this comes up. So what we're going to do is that if you press right, what should I do first? Okay, if you press the right, then check the value. Same thing, guys, I'm going to copy from here to here. Noted what, not this bracket, okay, this is the last bracket of this one. See, this is from here to here. So always check a bracket, leave that one, from here to here. Copy that and paste it here in the middle. And this time, you know, when you're pressing right, you know how long you're going to allow them to press right, till you don't you know, like go to the end of the record, isn't it? Till you don't go to the end of the record. If you are at the last record, at the end of the record, then if they press right, you should not allow them. So how will I know that I'm on the right of the record? To count the number of record, you know, there's a formula, we used it earlier, that called this one. This counts how many rows you have. Okay, so we'll copy that thing and we now bring into the button right. I mean, I'll say that if the location is less than, meaning, you know, the location, present location value. Say for example, if you run this command dt.row.count, they will give you count the number of rows. Let's say 5. Okay, they will say if 5 recorded there, they'll say 5. If it's 6, they'll say 6. But you minus 1 to it, because I want to count from 0. So if it's 5 record, minus 1 will be 4, right? So let's say 4, meaning not 4 record, you have 5 record, but it start from 0. So basically this is 4. Okay, now if the location is 2 and the number of record is 4, that means what? You can still go, isn't it? You can still go right. So I'm saying that one, that location value, if it's less than the total number of count, number of you know, records, minus 1. If it's less than, let's say, you know, if this is giving you 4, okay, and location is 3, yes, then only I will say if it is less than this. Okay, now if it's less, then I will tell them to print. If it is not, then I'll say no more record on the right hand side. So let me say this is right hand side, but there's a little error here. I will say if dt.count, how many, like suppose 4 is if it is anyway, you can say, or let's say location, yeah, no worry with that. If I say that location is more than or equal to, like location value is more than or equal to dt.count minus 1. If I say that it reached to, like suppose, you know, if this is 4 and location has reached to also 4, so you'll say no more record on the right hand side. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'll say location plus plus this time, and once I say plus plus, I will tell them to print the new value, isn't it? And see what wonderful result you will get here. So this is for button right, guys. Okay, so I'm stopping here a bit to just see what the code is. You can pause the video and you can check it nicely about these ones. Now let's come to now here for the left one. You can pause the video and you can check for the left buttons here. And this one is for the form load. That's the form load, what you want them to do from here to here. So this is, if select it, yeah, that's right. So form load is from here to here. When the form load, what I want to do it from here. Okay, and that's it. And remember, don't forget at the top I added this to entry here. Int count location equal to 0, data count equal to 0. Now once you add this one, data count equal to 0, in the form load I remove the word data table here. Okay, just recap those things, and now let's start this and see how nicely it works now. So we say the word admin, and we know we have 3 record, right guys, according to my one. So when we say navigate, the first one comes. If I press this left arrow, which is not there anymore, what it says, no more record in the left hand side. Okay, no matter how many you press, no more record. But when you say right hand side, yes, it'll show you the next one, Malcolm. Okay, when you press another one, Marshall. Now after this we don't have anything. Have a look here, no more record. But if you say left hand side, you can go back now. Okay, you can go back, Amjad. So nice now, where you can navigate depending on whatever the thing you have it. Okay, so perfectly well built. Okay, and you can't get any errors here, something like that. So exit and job done. Okay, so we done for the navigate one, which looks really beautiful. But make sure that you add the table in your users, like this one, like go and say in students and right click and say show table data, add some data, at least 3 4, and you can then do the testing here. So that part is there, and the last part which is there is to update, search and update the record. Let's do this one also, and so your whole project will be ready. Okay, so like a kind of small project which are doing is like it's a small baby, kind of baby, because in real life it's done much more, but here what you're learning is how to interact with the database. So let's say for example in main form, where's the main form here? Yeah, so basically the main form, let me go here. So now let's do for this one, search and update student record. So let's make a form. Right click on the student project, right click, say add new items. Okay, and then we going to say I want to make a form. Now let's make this form as known as update. Okay, update underscore record. Okay, I'm underscore record I'm giving it. So once I make this form, okay, and I have it, now let's design it again. And this time what you're going to do is you're going to search, you know how the thing is going to be similar like delete, like this. So you give the ID, okay, you give the ID and they will search for it and they will allow you to, you know what, change it. And after changing, when you say update, it will be updated. Okay, so they will, like that one I wanted. So basically again, you know, to save time, we'll copy this whole structure. So just single click anywhere here, Control A to copy that, Control C to copy that, Control A to select all, Control C for copy, Control A, guys, A for alpha, and C for copy, whatever. So when we come into update record, single click here, paste the record here, and once you just paste it, bring it here somewhere here. Now we'll make some changes here. Okay, we'll make changes, same thing, but we just, to save time, we are not doing much. Instead of delete here, go and just say this text to be update. Everything same, we'll say update, and the name of the button will be not button.delete, I'll say button.update. Okay, so just to make sense here. Rest, I think everything remained the same, guys. Everything remained the same. Okay, everything remained the same. And now let's have a look how to do this particular thing. So now what I want is, like, as the form comes up, okay, this one, you know, like this one, but 1 minute, all this is what, enable or not? Let me have a look. Yeah, that's fine, true, that's fine. Okay, so what I just want from here is, as the form load, I want you to search it, and you know, this update button, I want you to first disable it, meaning you should not allow them to update it. If you allow them to just enter the ID, once you search it, if you get the record, then display it, and then this will pop up for you to update it. Otherwise, you should not allow them, right? Because if there's no record, how can you tell them to update it? Okay, and that will give you an error. So again, what I want, as the form load, I want to do this. So double click on the on this empty space, and they'll say, okay, when you form load, what do you want to do? Oh guys, one more thing first before we do this. Okay, done this, that's fine. First link it, forward linking and backward linking. Okay, like, okay, come to the form, main form. I want, when you click this, I want that update record to come up. So double click on this one, double click on this, and just say, okay, let's say, what was it, navigate, isn't it? So I'll say navigate form, I'll say nf is equal to new navigate form, and this dot hide, and you can say nf dot show. Okay, so you done the forward linking, that once if they press, you will go to the update record, this one. And let's do the backward linking, in the sense, meaning if you say exit, what will happen? So double click here and say, okay, if it's exit, you know, the exit one, you can say I need to go to the main form. So I'll say main form is equal to mf is equal to new main form. Okay, and you can say this dot hide. Okay, and then you can say mf dot show. Okay, so basically you're going back into this one. Now well, basically that form is being okay, so sorry, what I was talking is, like, we done this backward linking also, this one. Now let's do for first, when the form load, guys, what you want them. I want everything to come, this one, only this button to be hidden up. So double click on this one, or even, you know, this one, the group box also should be disabled. This one, group, you know, the whatever is inside the group box, I want them to be disabled. When things come up, I want it to be enabled. So this part and button should be disabled. So what are you going to double click on this one? Okay, and now what I'm going to, so they will make, they bring you to the same form here. So what I want is, like, as the form load, I want btn. When you give btn, they'll show you all the buttons. So I'll say button.update.enable, okay, is equal to false. So I'll say make that false, and group box, you know, the whole boundary, dot enable is equal to false. So I want, like, try to understand nicely, guys, this whole group box, I want it to be disabled, so that they can't enter anything, and this is also going to be disabled because they want, I don't want them to enter anything there. But rest everything will be there. So once you give the ID and say search, and if you found it, then this would be enabled and this would be enabled. Otherwise, this would remain disabled. Okay, and if they don't get it, they will say sorry, not found. So something like that we want to do. So what we're going to do is, like, okay, I want that if the user enters something and says search, then I want that action to be done. So what action? So press on search. So when you press on search, so you're saying, okay, what do you want them to do here? Now I want to make a connection to the database and I want to search it. So exactly I have done in the what, remove button, isn't it? So remove one, you know, in the remove, if you go and if you look for this one, if text ID, this one, so copy from there, okay, from there to con.clause, from if to con.clause, control C, and when you bring it here, you paste it, they will give you error. Okay, they'll give you all this SQL adapter error and all things. So nothing to say, like say, like go so potential fixes, put the mouse cursor and say potential fix and then say tell them to add the line, and then everything will be fine. Now this button doesn't call we have a button dot delete. That time it was button dot delete, but this time is button dot what? Update. Okay, so I want the button. I'm saying okay, now search whatever text ID. What I'm saying is whatever user ID they give here, search, and once you get it, get the answer in DT. That is a table where they will come and temporarily store there, and count how many record are there. Okay, in DT mean this table, count how many rows are there. If it's more than 0, then fine, display this. Okay, else what are you going to say? Say invalid ID or ID not present, and then you close them. Okay, and like one why I'm getting error here, just one more thing. See, sometimes you can get this error. Okay, if you copy from if to con, and after con, okay, might be there will be one more bracket at there. Con, yeah, there was one bracket, yes. So do one thing, guys, like after con you put your one more bracket, and that's it. So it'll be over. Now try to understand, if you get more than 0, meaning you got the record, then they will display the record for you. Otherwise they will say sorry, invalid recorder found. Okay, and I will leave the user to be staying there. And I'm saying okay, whatever you return, only they will return one record. When you're searching for any ID, only one record will be ID. So that's why I said 0 0 0 0. Print the from this table only one record will be there, and that record will be row 0. I'm telling them to print it. That's fine. Now what happened is you told them to enable it. So group, another thing is group box dot enable is also equal to true. Enable the group box also. Why? So that the user now can change all this, name, ID, password, sorry, whatever, phone number, they can change it, because I want them to change it. And once they say update, once they update it, I want them to add it to the record. I want them to add it into the record. You understanding? Add it into a record, yeah. So let's do this one then, guys. Okay, so now once I've done it, so now the user press update, I want them to update it. So double click on this, and this button will only come when you have a record here, so nothing to worry about it. Double click on this, and then here is less, we have to record it. Now regarding the update, the same thing, guys. What you need to do, you need to make a connection. Okay, same thing exactly. Okay, we need to make an update, but let's like you need to copy this one. Let's see, we're just going to copy the string only. Okay, I'm not going to copy anything else, just just that line. Control C. So come here in the update one, copy that first. That string should be copied up. Okay, now regarding with the update, guys, and if you know the update, what basically, if you know this 4 solution, how to add, how to delete, how to update, okay, and how to search, everything can be done. Only thing you all have to learn a little bit about OOPS now, and then you apply OOPS with these features. Okay, you can build real life applications, okay, which are really made in the real world. In the real world, whatever we make, okay, though this application is very small, we know that because we don't have more time, like within 1 or 2 weeks we have to complete this. So but in real life you'll be having a little bigger project, and it's almost like a real one. So anyhow, we got the connection, and how to update it. See, the best thing is I'll just go online. I'll say okay, how to update, okay, record in C#, okay, in database. Now we'll go let's go with AD or that. We can go anywhere, but like not this one. 1 minute, I'll show you. Let's go with any. Is it like direct command? So we'll just direct pick and I'll explain you with that. Okay, so nothing very big. Insert, okay, data grid update here. So here's something I can look for upgrade here. So I got the command. First of all, I got the command. Okay, and connection dot open. Well, we have a connection dot open. Okay, we'll open the connection dot open. Okay, we'll open the connection. Okay, first thing. Then you can say like like um, oh sorry, not that. First, before that we have to give a command, and this is the command here, guys. So I'll just copy this from here to here. Just let me show you. I mean, you can type it yourself and I'll explain you. Before the connections, copy this one. So see what is the logic here. I'm going to see. First of all, you say now SQL command. So you say first create a command called cmd, any variable you can take, and the command is I'm saying update which one, the update which table, students. Okay, and I'm saying okay, now in the students what are the things are there, guys? We have ID and all those things, isn't it? Now you know what, like what I want, let me explain you. If you want that you don't want to update the ID but you want to update other stuff, isn't it? So let's say for example whatever is in the text box first name, I want to update the first name in the table. Okay, like say for example like this. So in the first name I want to add this, last name I want to add this, gender I want to add it, delete phone number. So you know, like if you say okay take this, put it there, text this, problem is not that, problem is the writing stuff. Now let me give you this whole idea here what the problem is. So you know, if you say okay add name equal to that text box, you know how to write it. Let me show you in when we were doing, yeah, in remove one, you know, like I'm just showing you one thing. You know, when we're searching, yeah, like this, when ID is equal to, when you're searching from the text box, you know, like when say okay that database table ID is equal to the text box ID, what ID is there in the text box. But you see how much complicated you need to write it here. See this stuff, this is how complicated is there. So if I tell them okay pick the first name from this box, pick the last name from this box, that part will become so longer that you will definitely make a mistake. Even I will make a mistake, and a lot of people make a mistake. So there's a very good way of in this one, what we can say is, we can say that not the ID, we want like the table, you know, this table first name. So we will say okay first name. So look at the table and say okay this first name, you telling them at the rate okay f name. So you saying that, or you just say you know what, copy the thing, say first name. So you say that okay that table first name is equal to at the rate first name, meaning you're telling them that I will tell you this first name by, let's say let's give us f name, mean I'm saying okay this first name I will tell you by another variable called f name later. So at the rate f name, meaning you're telling them that I will tell you the first name by the word called f name later. So in a similar way what we can do is okay copy this whole thing, control C, okay, then I'll say control V, and I'll say okay I will tell you the last then the next field is what in the table, check it, last name, and I'll tell them I will tell you by the name last name and put a comma, what else you wanted, last name, gender. So you can say okay just copy this another one and say okay you know what, I'm going to tell you the gender by gender. You can use the same name also, there's no problem, or you can use the different name. Now what else are there? Phone, date of birth. Okay, so let's change this one only. We can say phone, be careful with the sensitive you know, phone I'll just say as ph, okay, comma, paste that another one, okay, phone, and what else you have to guys get? So DOB, you know the left hand side, you know all these left hand side one has to be exactly according to the table. Okay, and the right hand side you can say anything. You're saying that okay I will tell you by this variable name, I will tell you later. So either you can use the same thing, you know, that's why I have a habit, I'll just say, people get confused, just say word first name, same thing, use the same last name, okay, the same thing. What is your gender, phone is equal to just say phone at the rate phone, date of birth is equal to date of birth, will be easier to remember. Address department, okay, we are going to be a long string, so control V, meaning just copy that from there. So you can say, what was it, address, isn't it? So address is equal to address. So what more you done it here, we got the address, department, and email. Okay, so we will take another this one, another this one, and then and don't the last one. So department is equal to, don't make spelling mistake, look to the table guys and do according to that. Okay, and then you can say email is equal to email. Okay, so email is equal to email, and then say where id is equal to @id. Okay, so where id, now in the table id is capital I small d, so you can say id is equal to, here also I'll say capital ID, same thing, and whatever is there, but note it in the table is capital I and rest all in small letter. So I'll say where id is equal to id and con. Okay, so now what does it mean, this one @first name? You told them that the first name will be known by the another variable called first name, and I'll tell you later. So now you're going to tell them, like this is how you're going to say this. So you can add the parameter now. Okay, you can add the parameter saying that okay, cmd.parameters add value. So now you can say okay, you know what, like the one I told you, that ID I will be telling you exactly the same name ID, that ID okay will be what you're going to say, you're going to get from text dot id dot, now this is complicated last one, so I'm saying that from the text id dot text, make that as the id. Okay, and that id will be replaced there. So in that way, you know what happen is the chance of syntax error will be less. So what about the first name? Now let me give all the first name, you can give in any order. So you'll say okay, you know what, I told you that I'll be giving you the first name by this name @. Now I'm going to tell you from where it's going to come. It's going to come from text underscore first name dot text. Okay, like that. So you'd say okay, you know what, the next one I told you, I'm going to tell you about the last name. Okay, so that will be coming from text text, that will be last name, okay, dot text, like that. So you go on adding all these parameters, control C, how many are there, control V, control C, control V. So next one is not the last name, then is what, gender. So you can say gender will be coming from txt gender dot text, that's it. Then what you want to guys get, phone number. So you say okay, this is going to be changed to phone, and this one you're going to say txt okay from the phone dot text. So you got the phone, then date of birth. So you'll say okay, that date of birth which I told you all is going to be like here. So you say okay, you know, txt okay text, which one is phone number, date of birth, isn't it? So date of birth dot text, meaning what, you know, if you tell them to pick up from the text box, the way of writing the text box is very complicated. You saw in move, I'm again showing you this one. You know, to declare that you pick up from the date, see I just told you for one, I told them to pick from text box dot id dot text, but before that you have to give plus sign here, double quote, single quote, double quote, single quote. If the same thing you have to do for so many fields, you just imagine you're going to make a mistake. We're going to make a mistake, we all. So that's why, you know, instead of giving the single quote, I'm saying okay, don't worry, the first name will be known by this name and I'll tell you later. So now you're telling the declarations. You see, now you take it from here. So you know, like now I took the date of birth, what else are there, date of birth, address, department, and email. So you're going to say okay, now next one is address, and txt you can say address dot text. Then you can say what department, and then you say here that pick up from txt dot department okay dot text. And the last one I told them that you're going to, I'll give you email, and the email will be also coming from a text box called email dot text. Okay, so once you set this one, oh, and yeah, you know, connection dot compile, control X, take it from there, take out from there, sorry, take it from here and paste it after this one, and then say cmd dot execute none query. Okay, and if it is successful, you show them the record is updated successfully, you close them. Okay, and you say then connection dot not connection open, why two time, man? That's it. So connection dot close meaning done, updated successfully. And once it's updated successfully, I want you to go back to the main form. Don't allow them to keep there. Okay, so main form is equal to mf is equal to new main form. Okay, and you can say this dot hide, and you say mf dot show. Now while doing these one, you might can make a mistake. So the only thing which I'll tell you is check all these first name then last name, it has to be similar to the table exactly. But note this capital ID one is capital 1 first I and then small d. Okay, and the next one at the rate, meaning you can take anything, you don't have to take exactly the same thing what is here. This is what you're saying, that I will be telling you the first name by this name later, I will tell you the last name by this name. So you can give only, you can just give fn. Now if you give, or just you can say only, like, you can just say f name, for example. So if you say f name, then when you're declaring this parameters, then this has to be f name. So, and then f name, when you're telling that this first name, pick it from the text box called does text. So what they will do, they'll pick that one and they will add it for you. Okay, so remember, I'm just replacing it back. First name first, like whatever is there. Okay, so check this one again, and then you will be perfectly fine if any errors comes up. So let me just run this thing, and I'll give this as admin and submit. And then when you say for search and this form comes, and you see, oh, why this the first record comes up? I mean, I don't want them first record to come up. Search. 1 minute. You know what? I made a mistake. I'll make you a clear. One sec. What form, main form? When I say search and delete, what is the command I give it? Navigate. Oh yeah, navigate form. No, it should not be navigate form. Update record. Sorry guys. Okay, so update record. Good, because I want to go to that one. So anyhow, run this one again, and then you can say admin, and when you say support login successful, say search, and this one, yeah, that comes. And see, all is like disabled because I won't allow them to this one. Now you have to do a check. Don't try to press search without giving anything, because we haven't done an error checking. We haven't given a control that if users should not be allowed to press search unless they type it, because if you say this, it'll give you an error. See, oh no, that good. I have kept a control. Good. I kept a control. So you need to enter ID or whatever. We gave a control. So let's say, for example, if I give it like say A100, okay, search, and they say invalid ID or present, which is very good. Now when I say A100 and say search, that will come here. Now I know that, okay, Amjad Alam is fine. I mean, okay, let me make it as John, okay, Smith, for example. I changed it, and when say update record, I did successfully. Now my one went very nicely because I just typed it very nicely. Maybe in your case, you might make a mistake. Check the field again and say, when you say okay, it goes back there, and then exit. Oh, for this exit we haven't written the code. We should write exit code for this one. Now for this exit, if you want to completely go out, guys, let me write the code for you. This exit. Let me where's that one? Main form for this one. If this exit means you completely terminate the application. Okay, or you go to the login form. Okay, make them again go back to the login form if you want to do this. So let's say if I say exit, what you want to do? Let's say I want to completely close down. So you can say application dot exit. Okay, so let's run this again just to show you this one. So if this is admin, and if this is admin, when you say submit login successful, we come here, and if you press exit, the program will be closed down. See, completely closed down. So that's perfectly working out. Now come to the record and check. Let me show you the record. Like you'll say, okay, how to the data was modified or not. So come to the table and say show table data. Check in the A100, John Smith has come up. No more Amjad Alam. Okay, no more Amjad Alam is there. So that's it, guys. And your assignment I mean, the question which are four things we have to do in the main form. We have done it very nicely, more or less. All the application is done. Now make it beautiful, add some features if you want it, and then this is up to the mark. Everything done for your work. Okay, so just take your time and do it. And I will be uploading this code um, for um, but watch the video and try to do so that you can learn one to one like that. And if you need, let me know, then I'll just upload the video for that. Okay, thank you for listening and doing the work.